Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of RV Tips and Trips, and welcome from Yellowstone National Park. So we've actually been here now about 3 weeks, or coming up on 3 weeks. We originally arrived on June 23rd, and now we are going to stay until July 14th. So the reason we're able to stay so long is because normally it's 14 days max stay at any given time, but that doesn't become effective until July 1st through Labor Day. After Labor Day to June 30th, it is you can stay 30 days at a time, and then maximum for the year is 44 days. So part of our stay was in June, so that didn't count against us for the month of July. So that worked out great. You need to spend a lot of time in this park to see everything. We've seen a lot of stuff, and it's been a lot of fun and relaxing. So, and it's inexpensive to stay. So we did have to dump our tanks twice in that 3 weeks time. So July 14 is our last day here, and then the 15th we have to be out of here by 10 o'clock, so in the morning. So we've got a couple more days that we're going to spend here. So meanwhile, before we get on with the rest of the video, our adventure through Yellowstone, and the video has come out a little lengthy, but there's a lot of information in there, a lot of beautiful shots, a lot of pictures. So be my guest to skip around through the video to see the various things. If you are going to come to Yellowstone National Park, and I highly recommend it, it is the nation's first national park. In 1872, Ulysses S. Grant signed the declaration making Yellowstone a national park. In 1903, Teddy Roosevelt laid the cornerstone for the archway, which was the only entrance into the park at that time. That. But if you're going to come here, I highly recommend that you download the app for Yellowstone. It's put out by the National Park Service. You can get it on Apple Play, or you can get it on, for Android, Google Play. Just go to the App Store and type in Yellowstone, and it'll come up. Download it. On there are maps of the park, recommendations of things to see, a schedule of when the geysers are expected to go off, their approximate times. There's audio tours in there. So, and there's also in there a utility that shows you up to the minute the different what the campgrounds are still available. So it'll show which ones are full and which ones still have availability, and what size rigs they can take, and all that kind of stuff. So really handy app to have. Okay, well, without further ado, enjoy the video. So we stayed at Ponderosa Campground. It's a Good Sam Park here in Cody, Wyoming, and today is Sunday, and now we're leaving. It's 7 o'clock, so we're getting out a little later than I planned on, but we're going to head to Mammoth Springs, and hopefully we'll be able to get a camping spot there. Excuse me. Checkout time there is 10 o'clock, and So I'm hoping to get there around 10:30, 10:30ish. So it's only 112 miles, but you got to drive through the park and then head up north to the north entrance. And that's a little bit of a slow go. So the GPS says actually 3 hours. I planned on 4. Okay, we're off and running. Catch you later. Bye. So Cody, Wyoming is about 30 miles east of the east entrance into Yellowstone National Park. And it's a very nice drive. Speed limits were about 45 miles an hour, so it takes a little bit of time to get there. If you need supplies, I would definitely advise getting your supplies at the Walmart in Cody, Wyoming before heading off into the national park, because everything inside the park is pretty expensive. Yellowstone National Park. As you drive through Yellowstone Park, you'll see a lot of areas where it looks like it's just a bunch of dead trees standing. What happened was in 1988, there was a fire which was triggered by a lightning strike. And because of the policies back at that time, it was let nature take care of itself. Well, the fire got way out of control. And so they've changed the way they manage the forest now. But before they could get a handle on it, 36% of the forest burned down. I first came to Yellowstone in 1988, about a week before all the fires started. So and as I drove through the park, I wondered in my own mind, because I saw a lot of dead wood, and figuring, oh, that was prime for a fire, and lo and behold, it happened. So as you can see, it takes a long time for a forest to recover from a major fire like that. So along on our drive, we did see some buffalo, and there's lots of elk as you drive through the park. And in fact, the campgrounds that we stayed at had a lot of elk just kind of walk right on through. So do allow yourself plenty of time to drive around in the park, because a lot of times people just randomly stop on the road to view the wildlife. And so you got to be really careful, especially when you're coming around corners or up hills. There could be stop cars there. And of course, when buffalo come walking down the road, all traffic stops dead. So you can end up losing a lot of time if you trying to get from one place to another. Okay, so we arrived at Mammoth Campground in Yellowstone National Park around 11 o'clock this morning. So not too bad of a drive. So total of what, 4 hours took us to get here, which is about what I expected. So we were able to get a campsite. So here we are. So we're at the top of the campground here, and this is we overlook the whole campground from our spot. Not bad. So I paid for 5 days with our senior pass. That was a total of $50, so not bad at all. You are dry camping here, but there's a water spigot right there with a garden hose connection on it. So if we run out of water, I can run a hose over to our filler and get water. So that'll be good. So like I said, all in all, really nice drive coming up from Cody to here. So we're at the very north end of the park, just a little bit south of Montana. And there's a town about 5 miles north of here, Gardner, Montana. So, all right. There's the view once more. And we got 3 bars of 4G LTE. So we have good internet. That's probably because we're sitting up high in the canyon. All right, I'll catch you later. Okay, this is Mammoth Hot Spring, as we're looking at it from an overlook. There's the boardwalk. You can't walk down to the boardwalk from here. Someone's smoking their brakes.
What's that?
No.
This is not interesting to take pictures of.
Really?
I think there's an entrance right there.
I just want to get a picture of the sign. All right, so this is Canary Springs. Wow, that boardwalk is like right on it. I'd be afraid it would sink.
Oh, let's go.
All right. Go back. Look, see the parking lot down there? That's to come up right there. The original bridge was built in 1885. See there, it was a wooden bridge. There it is. Wow, pretty cool. And as we look over there, there's a waterfall. Old Faithful reaches heights of about 130 to 150 feet on average, and it erupts about every 90 minutes or so. It's not as regular as it used to be. It used to be about once an hour, but Yellowstone's constantly changing. It's geothermically still active, and so there are about 3,000 earthquakes a year here. You don't feel them, but there's a lot of activity going on. Your tallest geyser is Steamboat Geyser, which now erupts about every 3 days, and it, like I said, achieves heights of about 300 feet. Up until a few years ago, it used to erupt about once every 10 years or so. So things have changed because of the activity here. All right, so we've been at Mammoth Springs now for a full week, and it's time to dump. So just outside of Yellowstone Park on the north entrance is Yellowstone RV Park. Yes, Yellowstone RV Park, and they allow you to use their dump station for 15 bucks. There was nothing else nearby to dump. Find a dump station within the national park. Some of them you can't gain access to because they're managed by a private company, and the dump station is inside the campground, and you can't get inside the campground unless you are a paid camper. So this was the closest. This is in Gardner, Montana, which is really only about 5 miles from our campsite, so not bad. They don't actually have an official dump station here. They have you pull into one of the sites and use the site to dump. Let's see where we are in relation to everything. Now you stay there. You stay put. Be a good boy. I'm just going to look at this, okay? Alright, looks like we're lined up good. We've seen a lot of wildlife, herds of buffalo and goats, and certainly lots of elk. Haven't seen any wolves. There are wolves in the park. Wolves were hunted to extinction back around in the 40s because of farmers, and they were given permission to hunt them. And we have even seen bears. The wolves were reintroduced around 1990. They got wolves from Canada and brought into the park, and now they've been very prolific, and there are 4 different packs of wolves that roam the park, and they help control the population of elk and deer and that, and so it doesn't get too far out of hand. So somebody said that we came up the hard way. There was another way to climb. Look at this. We climbed out. It's a pretty steep grade. I'm out of breath. Crazy. All right, we got stairs to climb. Oh, can't believe we got a ways to go yet. Someone said there was an easier way to go. I missed it. Yeah. Look at this. We climbed all the way up here. Oh, crazy. I'll kill myself. It truly was an easier way to go, and this should have been the way down. But there's no more uphill. Yay. It's a nice view. All right, so there's no more uphill. Yay. Where? No more steps. Hopefully they go down. All right, so the rest is downhill from here. Yay. I can't take any more going uphill today.
I should have got the other lens.
All right, look at that. We are halfway to the North Pole, and we're just a couple miles south of the north entrance of Yellowstone National Park. That's pretty cool. This is a bridge bay area, and they rent boats here, and you can get scenic tours. So we've rented these boats before. I don't know how much they are, but they were expensive the last time we were here, and that was 7 years ago. So, and you drive your boat on out under the bridge. You want to see something really, really ridiculous? Holy cow. I mean, it was expensive to rent the boats the last time. I mean, but this is now total insanity. Look at that. It's an 18-foot, 40 horsepower boat. They're pretty decent. $59 an hour with a 1 hour minimum. Damn. Well, I guess I am not renting a boat this time. Thomas says thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share. Until next time, happy camping.